Good morning, church folk. Revolution, pimppreacher.com. It's your boy TJ. Coming to you the day after the revolution at Union Grove Baptist Church, right? Pretty excited about that. Reverend Tim Mattox resigned officially yesterday in some press conference he called, right? The attorney that we hired for Mother Biggs was there, attorney Kenneth Diaz, and we're excited to receive the news that this guy stepped down, right? We're very excited to receive that news. That's great news. That's great news, right? It's also great news that he's handing over the keys and, he's out of there. He's dropping these bogus restraining orders. So, yesterday was a really, really, really good day for Revolution because, we immediately jumped on the side of Mother Biggs. If there's a fight between a grandmother and a pastor, you can pretty much guarantee what side we're going to be on, right? You can pretty much guarantee we're going to be on the side of the grandmother in that case, right? So we're happy that this guy is out of there. But I wanted to shoot this video. I want to thank Church Folk Revolution, my whole crew. Too many to name because every time I try to name everybody, I forget somebody. So Church Folk Revolution, you guys know who you are. Thank you. Because I don't want to diminish anybody's contribution by trying to remember names, right? But thank you guys for everything. Also want to send a big shout out, guys, to Tanja Robinson, right? Tanja Robinson. A lot of people don't really know who she is, right? But she is the daughter of the ousted church secretary, Shirley Robinson, and Mother Shirley Robinson. And Tanja Robinson was the one who really started this thing way back in the summer. This fight didn't just start. Many people think the fight just started, right? Because all of the hoopla and all of the noise and everything and all of the noise and drama we brought to the situation, right? But Tanja had been on this thing, right? Tanja had been on this thing, way back when. And it was her that got the word out. It was her that got in touch with the media, right? It was Tanja who got somebody to pick up this story at the Alberton newspaper. So wanted to thank her, wanted to thank her mom, wanted to thank Mother Biggs, wanted to thank those who stood up to this guy, Reverend Genora Hamm. Want to thank you guys for standing up to Reverend Tim Mattox, right? These pastors seem to think that they are entitled to a church. I don't know where they get that from. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who started it. But this concept of electing these pastors, something is going terribly wrong in this process, because what I'm finding is that you elect him, you bring him in, right? Y'all so happy. Oh, we got a pastor. He's such an awesome man of God. Oh, thank God for sending us a pastor. And nobody takes care of the business part of the deal, right? Nobody takes care of the business part of the deal. So you elect this guy in without an agreement, right? Without any way of keeping him within the boundaries. And what happens is an elected employee, right, puts himself in a position to take the entire legacy of a ministry, to steal the entire legacy of a ministry. And this is what Mother Biggs, Tanja, Shirley Robinson, Genora Hamm, this is what they interrupted at Union Grove Baptist Church. They stopped a pastor from inheriting property and a ministry that he didn't start. He didn't have one dime. Like, imagine that. Imagine this, because a lot of people can't get it until you break it down and you take it out of this bizarre world called church. But imagine this. Imagine, for my business owners out there, imagine hiring someone, right? You bring them on, and you bring them on as a nighttime manager, right? Nighttime manager. Their job is to work to three to close, right? 3 to close at churches. right? So you hired him to work the 3 to close, but 2 years later, that nighttime manager decides, you know what? This is my church's. This church's fried chicken right here belongs 100% to me, and God put me here to run this church's from 3 to close. So imagine business owners, right? You hire him, not just my business owners, my supervisors out there, my general managers out there, right? You hire someone to run your 3 to 11, your 3 to close, and you show up for work one day and that person has taken out a restraining order against you as the owner of the business or the owner or the general manager of that franchise. Imagine that, right? Can't even picture it in the business world. What do you mean, TJ? Somebody that we hired took out a restraining order so we can't even get back into our own business. Guys, that is what's happening in these churches. It is my belief that there are a group of pastors that are combing the earth, seeking whom they may devour, trying to find these ministries where it's elderly people, trying to find these ministries where they know that it's not going to be long before these people die, right? There is a group of pastors that use these election processes to figure out how to steal everything, right? And you guys know how I feel about the deacons. I've been on this thing with deacons, hard, right? Been on this thing with deacons because it is the deacons in these trustee boards that allow this to happen. This is not my first time encountering this, right? For those of you who are new to what we do here, this ain't our first rodeo, right? And I find something very familiar, right, and common in all of these cases where we have to conduct an exorcism to remove a pastor out of the pulpit, right? Here's the one thing that they all have in common. Number one, they elected him. Number two, it wasn't that long ago. Number three, when the effort to remove him has finally achieved and accomplished his goal, he takes all the money. He takes all the money. Such was the case with Morning Star Baptist Church and Andrew Rollison. Pastor Andrew Rollison, when finally got him out of the pulpit, church wanted to say they were negative, right? It's either they were negative or they had like $11. Williams Temple, when he finally got Charles Brown out of there, a church that had $600,000 in the bank in 2007 had their lights turned off the week he was removed. The week he was removed, the lights were turned off. Charles Brown had bounced so many checks, he had demolished the church checking account. Demolished it. Right? And then there's this guy here, Tim Mattox. When they finally get him out, right, he hands them a check for $2,500 as if he's done some great thing. But when he arrived, that election, when they voted him in, it was over 20 grand in the church's checking account. Over 20 grand. Yesterday, he hands them a check for $2,500. And I guess they were supposed to be like, oh, thank you. Right? He hands our attorney, right, a check for $2,500. Right? Our guy was caught off guard by it because we wasn't expecting him to step down that quick. Right? He had put out all of these bogus restraining orders as if all these people were trying to beat him and do all of these different things to him, talking about all of the stuff that we were going to do it. And him like Reverend Mattox, if I would have come there to put my hands on you, there was no way your female bodyguard would have stopped me. It wouldn't have stopped me. So we came in peace. If the purpose of me going there was to do you something, as you claimed in your little restraining order against me, there wouldn't have been no way that young lady would have stopped us from getting back there. Or your eunuch nutless deacon, right? we came in peace. But the restraining orders, guys, that speak to the heart of this guy. The money that he took, that speaks to the heart of this guy. The fact that he was voted out twice and would not resign, would not step, that speaks to the heart of this guy. We're dealing with a bunch of men that are hustlers. These are pool hall hustlers, right? That just wait. They wait for an opportunity. They're just hanging around, waiting for an opportunity to steal something. And this time, we were proud to be a part of the effort to stop him from stealing something. From stealing. This is theft. Okay? This has nothing to do with he's the shepherd and God you gotta let the shepherd lead the flock and all of that nonsense. No, this is theft. If we hired you to do a job, that's your job. It's not your role or your position to terminate the people that voted you in. So we're going to continue to keep exposing this preacher scam of finding a church full of grandmothers, bullying those grandmothers, and then taking over. We're going to continue to expose that. And guys, for those of you who have your grandmothers and your mom, right, your parents in these churches, and they all excited because God done sent them a little young pastor. God done sent us a little young pastor and he just on fire for the Lord. Watch that dude. Watch that dude, okay? If it's a young pastor and the majority of the church are elderly people, watch him. Keep your eye on him. That's the one that's seeking whom he may devour. Keep your eye on him. He's just trying to get in. And once he gets in, it's going to take a court. It's going to take court to get him out of there. It shouldn't have to take court to get the 3 to close manager out of your business. Just you saying you're fired should be enough. But guys, do not allow these pastors to ever have the authority to sign a check. If listen to me, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. If you give these pastors the authority to sign the check, when it's time for them to leave, they're gonna wipe you out. Okay? Okay, little deacons, okay, little trustee boards, right? When it's time for you to vote him out, because he's gonna do something. Trust me, they always do. He's gonna do something and you're gonna want him gone. But when it's time to get rid of him, if he has check signing privileges, or if his little eunuch deacon has check signing privileges, they're gonna wipe you out. Okay? So you better take this opportunity. I'm warning you. This is a boop, boop, boop. This is a warning, like the garbage truck backing up to your church. This is a warning. Do not allow him the opportunity to sign anything at that church. To Union Grove, we love you. Thank you for the opportunity, right? Like I said, I doubt if we'd do this again, but thank you for the opportunity to really allow us to help you get rid of this guy. Thank you for trusting us. I appreciate that. To everybody that helped, God bless you. And to the next pastor that's thinking about doing it, we're going to work around the clock to educate the body of Christ to every tactic, every scam there is that these pastors use. So we can be in that. We can't get these people to stop going to these churches. We can't get them to stop. All right? They're going to keep going. They're going to keep going. We can't stop them from going. So the only thing that we can do is do our best to work to make these environments safe and to get rid of the pimp that's in there. Do I do this because I'm perfect? Absolutely not. Do I do this because I'm without flaws? Absolutely not. I don't do this because I'm perfect. I said this on the show and I'll say it again. I'm the dude in prison that stopped the other prisoners from raping the new guy. But I'm still in prison. You know, I'm not without my issues. But I'm not going to sit by and let a pastor rape a church. It's not going to happen. Not on my watch. So thank you. We're praying for you. Keep praying for Union Grove. Right? Love your church folk revolution. It's your boy TJ, pimppreacher.com. See y'all offline.